Africa's last colony liberated.
I will be president for all Namibian people.
Our country has enough resources to sustain the lives of all Namibians.
Yet so many people are suffering.
Our priority is job creation.
Namibia can only be transformed if we propel game-changers ideas to the fore that will change the socio-economic trajectory of our republic.
Every Namibian deserves to know what is happening.
We represent the forgotten people.
Because the future is yours. The fight is for you.
Yes. It is true. Yes. The future is yours and the fight is yours. Yes. That was, Mr. Swatboy, the leader of LPM here in Namibia. He's the one who was saying, yes, that encouraging word is true. It's true. The future is ours and the fight is ours. Yes. Mr. Lukato also, job creation. Mr. Itula. Yeah, he was also, Namibia has so much resources and why so many people suffering. Yeah, that is, what we found in the world of politics right here in the country, Namibia. Also, when you listen from the, beginning of the intro, you'll hear also the voice of His Excellency, Mr. Hage Geingob, where he said, I'll be the president of all Namibian. Yes. Yeah, that is what is happening in the world of politics. Yes, if you are new, please, on this platform, you subscribe, like, and share, with your friend, comment. That's how we learn from each other. It's not that I'm an expert in political matters, but I'm just here to, to spark this dialogue and bring it right to you out there. Then from there, we can learn from each other. Today, we are going to talk about activism. What is activism? Whether it's political activism, whatsoever, but what is activism? We are going to explore this lesson in reference, to some of the activities that we have observed around our country here, done by Mr. Ampanda, and I'll also, go the other side of, Mr. Mshelero and the other teams who are involved in activism. Activism is campaigning, for political and social change. Yes, that is activism. Exactly. So, a lot of things are happening in our country, Namibia. Not only in Namibia, but in Africa, the change is coming very slowly, and many people have been waiting for such relief, to see the better days of their life. But things are not happening, despite the fact that every year we have election, we have new leaders coming in power, we have councillors, we have governors, we have all those kinds of stuff. Yes. So these people, they need somebody who will be, if you just leave them, they promise they will do what they will not do it. They will just go when they are in the office, they are comfortable, they are drinking coffee the whole day, their salary is coming, the benefit is full package. They'll start sleeping. So we need somebody who will come there and push them there and remind them that, guys, look here, you are overlooking over these issues. You are overlooking there. What is happening there? People are suffering, but yet you said once you be elected, you will do ABC. What is going on? They become sleepy. They begin to be sleepy. So somebody has to wake up. So that's where, this activist comes in. Social activists, they have to come in there and they try to, use all, those tactful means to awaken the giant so that the giant can come back to his sense and, this is what, that's what is happening. In 2014, November 10, we experienced, something that was done by Mr. Job Wampanda, where he went to Kranikupe, and occupy a piece of land, and there was a poster there, reposition, affirmative reposition, 2014. Yes. Affirmative reposition is an organization that is led by Mr. Job Wampanda. So you'll understand with that Mr. Job Wampanda is one of the men who is very educated. He has degrees and honors degrees in political science, and many other, degrees in other areas, of studies. So you will understand the tweet that if you follow much about Job Ampanda, you will understand that he has occupied offices of, top notch offices that he served in the way he was working. So you will understand that he can never go there and grab land. No, he actually can afford to buy land. But why did he decide to go that route? Yes. That story, it brought a lot of, friction. By that time, Mr. Mpanda, he was a spokesperson of the SWAPO Youth League, if I'm not mistaken. So you will understand that it attracted much attention from other political parties, including the part of his own, which was SWAPO by that time. And I remember Mr. Ngurare, who was the leader of the SWAPO Youth League. He said something. He started to comment after he has seen what Mr. Job Ampanda has done. Something that he never commented all this time before Ampanda occupied the land in Krenkupe. So, activity of that nature, you understand? That's what we call, activism. Activism, yes, because this kind of activity, they are there to call on the sleeping giant to wake up and relook on some of the issues that they are overlooking. So one of the issues that our politicians were overlooking, especially the ruling party, those who are in power, in the governor, the councillors, and all those kind of stuff, it was the issue of land. And Mr. Job Ampanda, I felt like, no, these guys, they are sleeping too much. They are no longer talking about it. Since now they are occupying the offices, they don't want to talk about issues of land. And people every day, Mr. Job Ampanda is observing, he's witnessing, sheikhs being destroyed in Ochumise, in many parts of Vinduku. It's like, no, somebody has to talk about this. But what is the best way? Which one is the best way that I can go so that I can pack that dialogue? So Mr. Job Ampanda, he opted to go in Krenkupe, not in Katutura, in Krenkupe, and occupy a piece of land. Krenkupe is an area where it cannot even cross your mind just to go there and grab land like that. But Mr. Job Ampanda decided to go the upper towns, so that whatever he will do, he knew it will really attract attention from all politicians and things like that. Yes. So from that time, you will understand that Mr. Job Ampanda, when he did like that, Mr. Nguraure, he came and commented in one of the local newspapers where he said that, the issue of land is something that the government is aware of. And the people of Namibia must be, they must exercise patience. They must exercise patience and all those kind of stuff. Yeah. So the government is going to look into that issue, and they will do what they can do as a government elected by you, the people. Yes. This is something that Mr. Ngurare, he would have not mentioned if Job Ampanda did not do what he did. Yes. So he brought that, what we call a whirlwind within the political world. I remember also the president of Swanu. He also came there, and attacked Miss Agnes Kafula, who actually was accused of, giving a plot that is worth 8 million, to a son for 5 million. So, he really attacked, and he says, he said a lot of things. You can follow these things. They are there on social media. They are there on Google and all those kind of stuff. Yes. He said a lot of stuff. Do you understand? So it attracted many angles. What Mr. Job Ampanda has done, and from there onward, you can see to it that a lot of people, they had even the courage. That's why we were afraid to go to the Commerce Regional Council to apply for land. They were now having courage to say yes. Here we have somebody who has spoken about these things. These things we have been talking, these things we have been complaining in our own, in our own hearts. Today we have somebody who has stood up and speak about, let's go and apply for the land. There were a lot of applications by 2014. 2014, after Job Ampanda has done that, he encouraged people to go and apply for land. And a lot really apply for land. I don't know if some were able to find, some were able to get something. I don't know. Yes. But that's what political activism or activism does, is to awaken the giant. These people need our support, the support of those who are in need of the land. Most politicians, they have a piece of land, they have a farm somewhere. So, yes, we are talking about activism. So, the scenario that I have just given here is a result of activism. Mr. Job Mpanda is a social activist. And you remember also in the recent weeks that Mr. Mpanda, he went to, Katutura Hospital, where he recorded something, where rats were seen crossing, running to and fro in a ward where there was some patient. Do you understand? And that story also attracted much attention to some of the people who do not even visit Katutura Hospital. Or some of us, we normally visit Katutura Hospital, but what do we do when we are there? We just visit our patient, we visit our relatives, and yet we go. Yet some people, when they go, they look everywhere and see what is going on there. Yes, I myself, in a month ago, I also visited my brother who was admitted in Windhoek Central. When I arrived there, I saw, part of the ward was falling apart, a piece. Then I said, what's going on here? And all those kind. And they told me that there was no hot water. To understand, this is a place where we have a number, hundreds of sick people, but there's no hot water. And what are you expecting from a person who is already sick and is already feeling cold and all those kind of stuff? Do you think he will be bathing there? He will not bath for a week that he's being admitted there because the water is cold. Do you understand? So all those kind of stuff, and you wonder, you ask yourself, what is this all about? And the things like this. So Mr. Job Mpanda, he went to Katutura Hospital and he did what he did, and it attracted much attention. And after days after a day, we were already hearing from other politicians who really criticized the ruling party, and they really said what they felt like. This is our chance now to speak. So if Mr. Job Mpanda would have not recorded that, nobody would have even spoken about Katutura being renovated, Katutura being whatsoever, all those kind of. We could not hear that. Only when Mr. Job Mpanda, he decided to go there and expose all those kind of stuff is when he came there and said, we are busy renovating. Even that renovation was now done on camera to show that something was happening. No, if Mr. Job Mpanda did not speak about this, we would have not known about it. The government could not do anything at all. You understand? Many of these politicians, they are not even admitted in Katutura. They are of private, private hospital, private clinic, and so on. Mostly of them, they go even outside the country when they have issues of sickness, and they send their children there. So they hardly they are not being, treated in Katutura Hospital of Windhoek Central. So they will not know about those things. So I do not know if the superintendents, the directors, even the minister, whether he's always reporting these things or, it's anyway. Black people, sometimes we tend to have that kind of, we really want to prove that we are really black people. We don't care much about, these small things and things like that, and all those kind of stuff. No, that is not right. And that is the power of activism. That's the power of, political activism, whatever, whether social activism. That is the power of it. And yes. And also, let me end also, this episode with an example of Mr. Msherero, or the, Namibia Economic Freedom Fighter, as a party now. I believe he's a political party now. He is a political party. Yes. Mr. Msherero, although himself, he never lost anything through banning, but he felt it with that, no, it is time to do something. He felt like then the government is discriminating, and they are targeting, local people who are doing small business to help themselves. Yet the real giant or fake product is just sleeping there in Chinatown. So he felt like he has to do something. He went there and make the shaking. Do you understand? Although he was arrested, but what he has done is something that will be remembered by every people, every Namibian who was really affected by the activity of the custom and duties. You don't understand? They will remember Msherero for just doing that. He's now in prison paying the price for fighting for you and me, This is what we are talking about, activism, social activism, political activism. Do you understand? But you understand that event alone has brought much, whirlwind. The number every day they have to explain something. They have to explain everything. They have to explain everything. Every day, something. Number has to say something on that. Something that we never had. I didn't even know that there were products that were being banned somewhere there. I didn't even know how number works. What do they do? Is it them? I just heard it after Mr. Msherero and his group, Mr. Nauyoma, you know, and they have gone there at Chinatown. And the issue of Chinatown selling, you know, counterfeit, the possibility is very high. Me, myself, I don't know what is the fake product. I don't know. Do you understand? But, you know, learning from what people were saying during that event, you know, you can see it with that something is fishy at Chinatown. But that is one of the events that, you know, a social activist can do. Do you understand? Is there to expose. It is there to bring these things that the government or the ruling party or political parties, you know, are afraid or are ignorant to speak. Do you understand? So he got there and sparked it, and they begin to talk, and they were speaking. You know, every day, the newspaper and everyone, they were now talking. It was about Amsherero. It was about Chinatown. This Chinese, and things like that. Yes. That is the power of, you know, activism. And we also note that Mr. Amsherero is one of the person who also went to Chita, you know, cement in Ochvarongo, you know, and he uncovered things there. And we understand that when those things were exposed, how Chita was dealing with his employees, what was happening, ABC, from there onward, it did not take even long. After a number of you know, newspapers releasing issues and all those kind of stuff. And lastly, we only heard that the government has closed Chita. What more if Mr. Amsherero did not go and talk about this thing? And they want to tell me that the government was not aware about these activities that were happening at Chita. Some people knew about it. Maybe the governor knew about it, because I believe that the employee of Chita, they would always talk when they come home. They would always talk about this thing. No, we don't have growth. We don't have whatsoever there. You know, every danger that they would have experienced there. The treatment and those kind of stuff. But nobody was willing to act. So now you need an activist to go there and trigger the dialogue. And that's what Mr. Amsherero has done. He went there and visited the place, and it was all over the news within a minute. Tweet that, no, this is what's happening at Chita, the employees, the employers, and all those kind of stuff. And 2-3 days, the Chita was closed. Yes, that is the activism. Yes, we really need to support these people. Also, the other thing is about the Chinese, I think, railway company that is building the road to the airport here in Windhoek. Do you understand that there was also things that were happening there? They were deducting for tax that were not handed over to the right office. And it was Amsherero who uncovered after he has received the report. He went there himself and he talked to those people. And everyone was like, oh, Mr. Amsherero. Mr. Amsherero is not working for that company. He's making his own businesses. He's making, you know, looking from his social status, you can, is better than some of us. So for him to go there and represent and really talk on behalf of other people, to where the real elected government was supposed, on issues that the real elected government was supposed to be acting upon, it's very, even the government in power will feel ashamed. And say, because these are some of the things that they were supposed to be talking. These are some of the things that they were supposed to do. But yet they are quite a young man from outside there. He comes and really fight for the people. And most of those people whom he's fighting for, they are not even his voters. Those who were voted by the same people, they are quite, even if they are hearing report of suffering, they are hearing the report of, you know, unfair labor practices, and as if they are not hearing it. A young man has to go there, but when he goes there, they want to brush their mouth. They speak as if you know, they are willing to do something. They are not. We are tired of such kind of things. We are tired of such kind of things. We are tired. We are really tired. So now these are some of the things. You know, this is you know, things like that. You hardly hear from the government. You never know. So these things, you will not hear them from an elected government. If you see elected government doing something, that government must be a brave government. And that's what a government must do. The government is there to protect the people from anything that will hurt them, that will harm them. And they are there to make sure that the laws of the country are enforced properly and equally. But now we have a person who is taking people's money, you know, who does not even care about you know, the safety of people, you know. But the government is just quiet, despite reports and all those kind of stuff. Someone is just quiet. So some young man has to come from somewhere and talk about this thing. So you just wonder, What is the meaning of all these things? Yes. So these things, we will discuss them. How should the Namibian people, or wherever you are in your country, how you should react to things of this nature. It is time that we play, the game of politics. We cannot just allow our own people, our own elected, governors, councillors, and the presidents, and the ministers, just to close a blind eye on our situations after we've elected them into the office. And they go there and they begin to dig gold for themselves and their children, and leaving everyone. And they will begin to ask you, so 5 years is a lot of period. If you put someone 5 years in office, a lot can happen. And that man for 5 years, he's going to come there a millionaire. If he's corrupt, he's a billionaire. And you remain there just talking, complaining, and things like that. And many people. Yes. So this is power of activism. It's there to wake up the giant who is sleeping on duty. They will always do this A, B, C, D, 3, 4, 5. So that those people who are, they must come and begin to talk about it. Why are they quiet? Yes. So I think I'll just stop it. There are a lot of examples that they've given in this episode, but just for the few, I think you have now a clue. What is activism? Yes, it's campaigning for political and social change for many others. A person who is involved in those activities, he's called an activist. So Mr. Job Ampanda is an activist. Mr. Itula and other politicians, most politicians are activists because they are there to, they are campaigning for social, political and social change and social justice, social fairness, and all those kind of stuff. So most people involved in politics, they are activists. We don't want violence. We want unity. How can we be united while one has no land? How can we be united if one is just homeless, all those kind of stuff? But they come there and they want to make the one who is fighting for the people to look like he's just useless. You must follow the law. You must follow what? People are following the law, yet nothing is happening. And they're tired. People are tired. When they take the law in their own hand, you send the police. You send the army. Go and beat them. You are the one who was promising them. Now you are afraid to go to the people who are just demanding the exact thing that you promised them during the campaign. You are now just there. You say, no, go to the police. Now you are using the police. But when you were looking for a vote, you went there yourself. Now you are using the police. Yeah, that is the thing. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Guys, we have to support people who are supporting us. It's very tough. We have to understand these things. People who are speaking for us. You must stop listening to the people who are just talking, doing nothing, and yet attack those who want to do something for the people. Yes. Activism. Yes, but for now, thank you so much for watching, for visiting our page. And if you are new, as I said, please subscribe. We want to share this information as much as we can. It must go until it reaches to the last person within the village. Yes, if you don't subscribe, it will not be there. So let's subscribe and making sure that this message goes home. Do you understand? Let's support those who are supporting us. Let's support those who are speaking for us.
Our country has enough resources to sustain the lives of all Namibians.
Yet so many people are suffering.
Our priority is job creation.
Namibia can only be transformed if we propel game-changers ideas to the fore that will change the socio-economic trajectory of our republic.
Every Namibian deserves to know what is happening.
We represent the forgotten people.
Because the future is yours.